Does it empty your mind? Be formless,
let's go,
shapeless, like water.
Let's go, let's go.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Let's go, 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 let's go.
You could have been anywhere in the YouTube world, but you're here with me. Now I appreciate that. Welcome to Day Reviews. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps out tremendously. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend it is going down. WrestleMania live from Hollywood, California, April 1st and 2nd, two-night event. Let's run down the card. 13 matches. Let's see what's going down this weekend, y'all. Okay, so first let's talk about our tag team showcase matches. So there are going to be two separate fatal four-way tag team matches, one for the men and another for the women. So for the women's fatal four-way, we have the teams of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi Blackheart and Natalya, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, and a team of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, who I feel like is going to take the whole thing. I feel like the team of Ronda and Shayna are going to take this one. A lot of the other teams are thrown together, and with the history that Ronda and Shayna share, I feel like their chemistry is going to put them over in this match, and they need a win, especially with Ronda losing at last year's WrestleMania. So I'm definitely picking one half of the four horsewomen of MMA. Ronda and Shayna, they're gonna walk away with the dub. Next, we have the men's fatal four-way tag team match where we have Alpha Academy going up against the Viking Raiders, the Street Profits, and the team of Ricochet and Braun Strowman, who I felt like they've been putting over as a babyface tag team, the half and half dynamic of the big powerhouse and the high flyer. The crowd's really into the team. They're really over. So I feel like that they're going to walk away with this WrestleMania win. They've been building up this team for the past few months, and I don't know what they're going to do with the tag titles after WrestleMania weekend, if they decide to split the belts up or just have one set of tag belts. But I feel like that later on in the year, we could see Braun Strowman and Ricochet having a run with the tag belts. So let's talk about a couple of grudge matches that we have going down at WrestleMania, with two members of Judgment Day dealing with their personal rivalries that they've had throughout the year of 2022 going into 2023. Let's talk about the father and son going one-on-one. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. They've been building this rivalry since SummerSlam, when Dominic turned on Edge and Rey and joined Judgment Day. He was kind of finding his footing with his character, but after the whole him getting bagged by the cops and him getting out of jail, now he has this whole fake, you know, I just got out of jail prison thug persona. Is pretty funny. It's been made for some entertaining stuff over the past couple of months, and they've been milking the whole Rey Mysterio, are you gonna fight your son? Dominic's getting in your face, he's being disrespectful, he's challenging you to a match every week, every month, and Rey's just like, no, I'm not gonna fight my son. I'm not gonna put my hands on my son. But we've seen the antics over the past few months, Dominic pulling up to the crib during Thanksgiving and Christmas, causing havoc. And just this past week, over on Raw, with Dominic getting in his mom's face and Rey Mysterio finally pulling the trigger, put his hands on his son Dom and said, you want that match at WrestleMania, then it's going down. As far as a winner, I feel like this, oh man, Rey Mysterio being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, it would be nice for him to get a win at WrestleMania. But let's be real, to think about Rey Mysterio, he's probably gonna put his son over at WrestleMania, isn't he? And if anyone, like if Dominic is gonna get a believable singles win over anyone, wouldn't it be his own dad at this point, just because of the story that they've been telling for the past couple months? So I'm gonna make a bold choice. I think Dominic Mysterio is gonna get the dub over his pops. Now let's talk about the Hell in a Cell match that we're gonna get one-on-one. Edge, Finn Balor, teasing the return of the Demon Finn. I don't remember the last time we seen the Demon Finn on main roster. It's been a few years. I thought we were gonna see the return of the Demon back when Finn had his feud with the Fiend. But I like that we're getting this after all this time with this rivalry with Edge that started honestly back at last year's WrestleMania when Damian Priest formed the Judgment Day with Edge. Finn Balor joined, Rhea joined, Finn kicked Edge out. We've seen the story play out over the past few months, but now we're getting the end all be all, the nice little ribbon on this whole story that's been, I feel like that's been going on way too long. We're getting a Hell in a Cell match, and I feel like Finn Balor needs to win this one. Prior to this match, at every turn, every big match that Edge, Finn, and all those guys in that mix, even getting Beth Phoenix involved, Edge has won every single time. Yeah, we got the moment where Dominic turned on Rey, but Rey and Edge won that match. We had times in the past where Edge got his win over Finn Balor. We've gotten a mixed tag team match with Edge and Beth getting the win over Finn and Rhea. So it would just make sense for Finn Balor to finally get this win. I don't even know what they'll do with Judgment Day post WrestleMania, but as far as to end this rivalry, I feel like that Finn deserves the win over Edge and Hell in a Cell, especially if he comes back with the Demon gimmick. How weak would the Demon gimmick look if he comes back after all this time, comes back for WrestleMania and Hell in a Cell and lose? You know what I mean? So as far as long term, you know, thinking about the character of Finn Balor, and Edge is Hall of Famer, he's a legend in his own right. He could take a loss at WrestleMania. So my pick for this match is Finn Balor. And finally, we have another member of Judgment Day with victory on her mind, the winner of the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble, Rhea Ripley. That's a lot of R's, taking on the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Now, a couple years ago at WrestleMania 36, the two fought over the NXT Women's Championship. When Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, went back to NXT and decided to take the belt away from Rhea Ripley. Now, fast forward a couple of years later, and Rhea Ripley has the opportunity to seek revenge and to get the big WrestleMania singles win. She captured the Raw Women's Championship a couple years ago from Asuka. So now we're gonna get this one-on-one with her and Charlotte. Long-awaited rematch. Rhea Ripley is well established now, and Charlotte with 14 World Championship reigns under her belt at this point. This is gonna be a standout brawl. It could have the potential to steal the weekend, in my opinion, even though there's big stories going into this year's WrestleMania. This is one of the biggest. And if I could pick a winner, I'm gonna pick Rhea. Like I said, Rhea needs to win. This is gonna be a big win for Rhea. She deserves the rub. She's been carrying the women's division in her own right over the past year, in my opinion. So give Rhea this dub. Let her get this win over Charlotte. Next, we have a 6 women's tag team match, as we have the team of Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Damage Control going up against the women's tag team champions Becky Lynch and Lita, as well as Trish Stratus. And this is a very interesting 6 women tag team match that we're gonna get. I had no idea that they were gonna put the tag team belts on Becky and Lita. It was a wonderful surprise. Even though the weeks building up, it was rumored that Trish and Lita were gonna have a little comeback run. You would have thought they would have put the tag team belts on them. But I like this little mix of Becky and Lita. It has a nice little mix of past and present, and of course Becky's there to, you know, do all the work and carry the team. Damage Control needs a win. Damage Control needs a win. Damage Control needs a win. Damage Control has lost every big match at every turn. They've dropped the tag team championships to put together teams like Asuka and Alexa Bliss and Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez, and now Becky Lynch and Lita. They lost at Survivor Series at War Games. Bayley lost every single opportunity that she had at Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship. Come on now. But after all those losses, as far as telling the story of this stable, Damage Control, they need to cause some form of damage, which I felt like they haven't really done. So for this legendary 6-woman tag team match, I'm gonna pick the team of Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. Next, let's talk about the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. But no, I am not talking about Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. I am talking about Omos versus Brock Lesnar. Now, shout out to WWE doing their absolute best to make Omos look strong and to make Brock Lesnar look like he's having some trouble overpowering someone, which we rarely see from Brock. But we all know how this goes. We know that Brock Lesnar is 1000% gonna go over on Omos. This match is literally for the spot that we're gonna get of Brock Lesnar lifting up Omos for the F5. I don't know how he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, and it's gonna be an interesting spot to see. I don't see this match going no more than 5 minutes. One of those quick powerhouse, you know, run to the middle, you know, hurry up, let's get our spots in, let's get our spots in. You know, it's gonna be no more than 5 minutes, real quick. Brock Lesnar, F5, 1, 2, 3. My pick for this match is Brock. Next, let's talk about a one-on-one contest between Seth Rollins and social media influencer Logan Paul. I know us wrestling fans could be pretty harsh whenever someone from any other form of media comes into the world of wrestling and decides to get into the ring in some way, shape, or form. The examples are endless, but let's be real when it comes to Logan Paul. He's very athletic, very entertaining. He's given us some great spots, and the matches that he's had, they were great, very entertaining, very competitive. You know, he could tell a good story with the moves that he pulled off. And honestly, when it comes to WWE style of booking, that's all you really need. But when it comes to this match, which can be a show stealer, I gotta pick Logan Paul. I don't want to pick Logan Paul, but I don't see him losing at WrestleMania. But would Seth really do, like, would they really have Seth Rollins do the job for Logan? Seth Rollins, right? He's been carrying the company all year, ever since last year's Royal Rumble, when he had that rivalry with Roman, and then he had that banger of a rivalry with Cody Rhodes when they went through the entire spring. And oh, listen, and then you throw him, it doesn't matter if you throw him in the main event card or even in a mid card with Austin Theory and United States Championship. Seth Rollins has had an amazing 2022 and a good start to 2023. I don't see Logan Paul losing at Mania. As much as it would suck for Seth to lose, I'm gonna have to pick Logan Paul. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna have to pick Logan Paul for now. Next, let's talk about the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair will defend the belt against Asuka. Now, Bianca has held the Raw Women's Championship since last year's WrestleMania, and it's crazy to think that she's having another lengthy championship run after the run that she had with the SmackDown Women's Championship. But Bianca is undeniable. And then you put her up against Asuka, which I feel like has had kind of a pattern-like run on the main roster in WWE. At one point, she's looked at as a big threat who can't be beaten, and then at another point, she's regulated to the tag team division. Then she's back to being a threat. Then she's back to being somebody's tag team partner. But right now, she's a threat. But when it comes to this whole build for the Raw Women's Championship match, is kind of spotty. They barely had interactions with each other. They didn't really start interacting until the closer we got to Mania. But I feel like that the match itself is gonna wash all of that away. It's gonna be a show stealer. I hate using that term over and over again, but I like the way that this WrestleMania is booked this year. And this match is gonna be real physical. And you know what? If there's anybody who's believable to take the Raw Women's Championship from Bianca right now, it's Asuka. I don't like betting against B. I don't like betting against Bianca. I feel like Asuka's gonna take it. I feel like Asuka's gonna win the Raw Women's Championship this weekend. It is what it is. Now let's talk about a match that is confirmed to start the entire weekend off. We have John Cena going up against Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Now, they're doing a good job with Austin Theory, and this time around as the United States Champion. The first time was pretty cool, but now he's doing this whole I'm the now. Forget this whole I'm the future thing. I'm right now. And he's been baiting John Cena to come out of retirement, or like pseudo retirement, whatever you want to call it. And it worked. John Cena came back. They had that little promo that they had in the middle of the ring. John Cena sunned him on the mic, but we've seen Cena do this to up-and-comers before. But we've also seen John Cena win on the mic, but put them over in the match, I don't see John Cena becoming United States champion. I for sure see Austin Theory retaining his belt. John Cena, he's been in Hollywood the past few years. Whenever he does come back for WWE, he'll probably come back for a little moment, a little match, and then disappear again. I don't see him becoming the United States champion. If he does, then he'll probably just drop it the next night on Raw or whatever. But I don't even see him winning at WrestleMania. I see him doing the job, putting Austin Theory over and getting up out of there and going to whatever prior engagement he had. That's why his match is first on the card, so you can do what you gotta do and dip off. So Austin Theory's for sure retaining the United States Championship. Now let's talk about a match that I know is going to be one of my favorite matches of the entire weekend, and a match that I have been pretty much predicting that was gonna go down ever since Clash at the Castle. We have a triple threat match between the Intercontinental Champion Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. It is going to be a brawl. It is going to be a melee. They are going to tear each other apart, all for one of the most respected championships in all of pro wrestling. After that crazy Intercontinental title match that we got from Gunther and Sheamus back at Clash at the Castle, I just thought about it. I'm like, yo, wouldn't it be crazy if Gunther would have to defend the belt against Drew? Wait a minute. Just put him in a triple threat match. Let's get some of the top European wrestlers. Let's put them together and let's have them fight. Let's have them brawl for the Intercontinental Championship. Let's do it. And we're gonna get it done. So this is gonna be a crazy match. It could go either way between the three. I feel like you can't go wrong with either of them. However, the overarching story is that Sheamus has never held the Intercontinental Championship. He has held every championship in WWE. He has accomplished everything that you could possibly accomplish ever since he's been with the company. But the one thing he's never done is win the Intercontinental Championship. So I feel like Drew is gonna play a big role in it. I think Sheamus is gonna pin Drew to win the match, and Gunther is gonna lose the belt without taking a loss, without being pinned. I feel like that's gonna be the way they're gonna play this match out. So my pick for this triple threat match is Sheamus. Now let's talk about what's undeniably the biggest story going into this weekend's event. A story that's been told for the past few years, the Bloodline storyline. And let's talk about the tag team title match that's going on between the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens has had his rivalries on and off throughout Roman Reigns' run as the Universal Champion, and during that time he's had his run-ins with the other members of the Bloodline. Sami Zayn became a member of the Bloodline in early 2022, so eventually Sami and Kevin would end up bumping heads, with them having a very, very deep history of friendship and betrayal between Ring of Honor, NXT, and WWE. It was questioned if Sami Zayn would go back to being loyal to his old friend Kevin Owens, or if he would show his loyalty to the Bloodline. And we saw what happened at the Survivor Series at War Games. Sami Zayn chose the Bloodline. He chose to be loyal to the Bloodline, and throughout that time where he was with the stable, he helped the Usos retain the tag team championship several times, as well as Roman Reigns retaining the Universal Championship. But eventually tension boiled over. Sami's loyalty was tested, and when Kevin Owens was down and out, Roman wanted Sami to attack Kevin Owens at this year's Royal Rumble, but you saw what happened. Sami Zayn, the chair shot heard around the world, and the babyface turn that we all just rejoiced over. It was such a crazy moment at this year's Royal Rumble. But after a few months of telling the story of Jey Uso's confliction, Jey will ultimately choose the Bloodline over Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were reconciled with a big hug in the middle of the ring a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, and the match is official. We're gonna get this tag team championship match, and if there's ever a time have Olympus crumble, to take apart the Bloodline, it is right here, it is right now. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to walk out of WrestleMania with those tag team championships. They gotta win this match. You know what? It would be very Kevin Owens of him if he would turn on Sami Zayn at WrestleMania in the middle of a tag team match, right? Like they wouldn't build all of this up just for Kevin Owens to turn on Sami Zayn again, would they? Nah, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they're gonna walk out with the tag team championships. I'm definitely gonna pick them. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, apply pressure, apply that first little chink into the wall when it comes to the foundation, to the bloodline. Take the tag team championships away from the Usos. And finally, we get the main event of the weekend. The winner of the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes, taking on the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Now, Roman has been Universal Champion for over 2 years, and he has been WWE Champion for about a year. A very dominant run for Roman. He has lapped around the heavyweight division 2 times over. It has been a wild ride, but if there's a time to end this bloodline storyline, it's this weekend. And when did it ever feel believable for Roman to lose those belts if it ain't right now? The crazy story of Cody Rhodes going away from WWE a few years ago, going through the independent circuit, capturing gold in Ring of Honor, starting his own company in AEW along with some familiar names. You know what I mean? Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, all that good stuff. I didn't think he was gonna end up back in WWE when all that stuff came together. Fast forward to 2023. I mean, some paperwork was done and my boy came back. Crazy momentum. The Golden Son has returned. The son of the plumber wins the Royal Rumble. And now we have the Golden Child going up against the ultimate mob boss. I'll be fine with whatever result WWE does when it comes to this main event. It's gotta be Cody, right? It's gotta be Cody. It's gotta be Cody. The momentum is too real, and it's gonna be crazy to see Roman Reigns get pinned because he hasn't been pinned in over 3 years. So that pop, if done right, is going to be insane. But my pick for the main event of WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes. So that was my review of WrestleMania 39, which is going down this weekend live in Hollywood, California on Peacock. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn them notifications on, and engage, people. Thank you for checking me out. Till next time, peace.